David Daniel Ducker here, and today I wrote Love Before War, in which our daring heroes have an intimate moment before the final battle. So, if you watched my previous video, you'll know that I wasn't sure how to write this scene. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the romance between Cleo Nike and Shinsuke, two of our main characters, two people from different worlds. Cleo Nike, this dragon rider from a powerful matriarchy with imperialist and colonialist history, and Shinsuke from this patriarchy, which is extremely bureaucratic. It's not a feudal system, it's something which more resembles our modern democratic governments. It's not a democracy, though. It is a bureaucracy, it's a meritocracy. So I've been thinking about how to bring these two characters together romantically, and I might record a video about how to write a romance storyline. But basically, what you need is respect and attraction. Those are your two main ingredients: admiration and affection, if you will. So they both have a lot of very admirable qualities that would bring them together. So I didn't have any real problem there, and they're both attractive characters and personable characters in their own ways. So there's no problem with that. The only issue is how am I going to structure this? So they meet kind of at the beginning of the middle act, and then their romance, I want to climax just before the actual climax of the main storyline. So, in going to write the final battle scene, because I had this really good idea, and instead of going back and starting editing and rewriting and building this storyline from the start, I thought, I want to push through and finish my first draft, just finish it right to the end, even though there are still a lot of gaps and holes to fill in, including this romance storyline, which might be the biggest one. So as I started writing, I thought we need Cleo Nike as the point of view character. So I would like her to instigate this scene, this romance. So I like my point of view characters to be very proactive and to push the narrative. I don't want things to happen to her. I want her to cause things to happen. To me, that's a stronger protagonist, it's a stronger narrative structure. And I was thinking, how can I get her to go to him? And as I'm writing, the story kind of emerged by itself that she has been admiring him from afar. She's wishing that he would make a move. There's just this tension and this electricity between them. And she really wants him to make a move on her. He's a very masculine and forceful kind of character. And she wants him to take charge. And he never does. So I'm thinking that's the story. They meet in the middle of the middle act, the beginning of the middle act, and the tension builds and it builds and it builds, and she's waiting and longing and yearning, and nothing happens until this scene where she decides she has to force it. They're going into battle tomorrow. It's now or never. He's clearly not going to make a move, so she makes a move. And I think that's a great little story structure. It's not an A plot, it's our B plot. Or maybe even our C plot. But I like that structure. I think it works, and it will require, of course, filling in those blank sections. But that's natural on a second draft. There are going to be some blanks to fill in. So I wrote it, and I think it turned out really good. I got some really strong prose and good insight into Cleo Nike's psyche. And then I had the end of the scene is kind of the afterglow. So they've made love, and the afterglow, Shinsuke kind of confesses that he's always had these same feelings for her too. They've been building in him also, but it's not really proper for them to be together. And he says he doesn't care anymore. Now that they've been together, He can't go back. He can't leave it alone. And after the battle, he wants to go back to Lemuria with Cleonike. So he really wants this to be a lasting relationship. And that really kind of shocks her, and she doesn't know how to feel about it. She wasn't thinking that far ahead. She literally had not thought about it. And if she had wanted to think about it, she would have thought it's impossible. He would never give up his whole country to come back with her to her homeland. But now he's making that offer. So I really like that. I want Shinsuke to go back with her. I think it's a really good storyline. And it could set up a potential sequel where he is, the oddball in Lemuria. He's the outsider. I don't know if I'll go that route in the final draft, but that's my current plan. Because there's a lot to be said for them being in love and then being forced apart. That's also a great story. So I might go with that, but probably I'll have him go back with her because I just like that one a little bit more. It's a little cheesier. So I'll have to balance the cheese factor because with my writing style, that's always a major concern because I tend towards being a little bit cheesy in my writing. So I need to dial it down over my drafting process. So that's the scene that I wrote today. And then, I was sitting down with the intention of writing the final battle because that's the idea that I had that got me excited. But I ended up putting down like 2,000 or 3,000 words on this instead, and that's my day of writing. Typically, couldn't get a whole lot more accomplished. So I'm gonna have to do some more writing before I come back to you with the next video, the final battle, and I'll record that after it is written. So I think that's it for today. In the comments below, what did you write today? Those are always the comments I want to see on this kind of video. And I might record also how to write a romance arc as a secondary separate video. So until I see you again, it's David Daniel Ducker signing off.